¿Quieres shadi in Mexico? What's the difference between a tortilla and a naan, eh?
What's up, guys? AJ with Special Occasions DJ and Lighting, and today I'm going to tell you guys all about how to have an Indian wedding in Mexico. Whether it's Tulum, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo, are you ready? Vámonos! Number one, beach equals heat. It's gonna get hot in Mexico, so make sure you plan your wedding ceremony time accordingly. Later in the day is always better. And if you are gonna have an outdoor ceremony and it's gonna last more than 30 minutes, think about putting your guests in the shade. A decorator in that area will be able to provide a beautiful shaded structure while keeping your guests cool and allowing you to still get that beach view. Sometimes in Mexico, it can get so hot that even taking that short distance of a walk from the hotel room to your mandap can be rather exhausting. So your maji, your grandma, your nani, your kaki, they may get a little bit scorched with the heat. Rule of thumb, plan your wedding an hour before sunset and you should be good to go. Rule number two, don't believe in all-inclusive wedding packages that just get you in the door. There's no way that you're gonna pull off an Indian wedding for 100 guests for $20,000. And while some packages like this from venues may lead you to believe that, it's never the case. Do you really think that an Indian wedding is gonna be finished in 30 minutes? Do you really think it takes 30 minutes to take photos? Do you really think that your Indian wedding guests are gonna be happy with 1 hour of open bar? Another great example is that a lot of venues in Mexico will lock you into a package, but then force you into using their vendors for additional services like photography, lighting, DJ, and a few other things. And those vendors will charge you a premium for those services. Look, we all know Indian weddings, but the one thing I can guarantee you is those naans, they won't be cooked fresh. I've seen some couples change the location of their wedding just because of the availability of Indian food. Many of these venues will offer you Indian food options, but keep in mind most of these hotels pick up food from local restaurants. So if you're looking for Indian food at your event, look at what they're offering you and see whether that food will be cooked fresh on site or be delivered by a restaurant earlier in the day. Make sure that if you're looking at a destination wedding location in Mexico, that you pick a city that has a good amount of options for Indian food and catering options that fit your dietary needs. I'd say to look into 3 or 4 restaurants and double check their reviews. If possible, stop by there for a tasting. Sunrise doesn't mean sunset. Look, you might have booked a venue and you saw a beautiful sunrise. But just because you can see a sunrise at the hotel doesn't mean that you're going to be able to see the sunset. So if you're hoping on getting a sunset shot or a sundowner at your wedding ceremony, please make sure that your venue has access and the sunset view isn't blocked by a building. I've seen brides book a beautiful venue and have a beautiful ceremony, and then on the day of realize that they're not going to get the sunset that they were hoping for. Oh, we have the best Indian music. Have you seen Slumdog Millionaire? That's my favorite. J-Ho. Local DJs. Look, I get it. I work at a DJ company, but hear me out. If you're booking a destination wedding, keep in mind that a lot of these destinations, while they have DJs that may have a little bit of experience with Indian weddings, they're not true Indian DJs, and they may not understand the full scope of culture involved or subculture involved for your event. So if Indian music is important to you and having someone that really understands different elements of different ceremonies, then consider flying in a DJ from the mainland that's very experienced in Indian weddings. Rule of thumb, if 150 people are investing to come to your celebration, you may want to think about having a good quality DJ at that event. If you're looking to have a smaller event and Indian music isn't too important to you, then you're probably okay booking a local vendor. Muchas gracias, guys. Thanks for watching. We do Indian weddings all the time, so if you need help with an Indian wedding in Mexico, feel free to comment below, and don't forget, subscribe.